Closing market comments for Thursday, October the 14th. Well, after the report that came out on the 12th, markets have been fairly erratic here in the last few days. We did see beans sharply lower on higher stocks and corn taking pressure as well. In the report, we had the corn yield at 176.5. That's up from the guess of 175.9. The September estimate of 176.3 and last year at 171.4. Corn production total of 15.019 billion bushels, up from 14.953 average guess, 14.996 last month, and 14.111 last year. The carryout on corn at 1.5 billion, up from the average guess of 1.418. The September number of 1.408 and last year at 1.236. On the soybean side, the soybean yield was 51.5. That's up from the average guess of 51.0, the September estimate of 50.6, and last year after the adjustment of 51.0. Soybean production at 4.448 billion bushels, up from the guess of 4.410 billion. And last month at 4.374 with last year at 4.216. On the carryout on soybeans, the carryout came out at 320. Remember in the stocks report, we increased the stocks on September 1st by 82 million. So that pretty much transferred over to the year. Carryout was projected at 298. The higher yield made up the difference. September carryout number was 185, so a substantial increase, 135 million, and last at 256 for last year. Wheat carryout was a surprise at 580. That's down from the guess of 582 and last month at 615 and 845 last year. So report was friendly wheat, negative corn and soybeans, especially on the soybean side. And we did see the markets lower after the report and lower the following day. We did see a little bounce back here today. Weekly crop conditions were released after the close on Tuesday. The corn conditions were up 1% at 60 and below last year at 61. Indiana was rated 70% good to excellent, down 1, so about unchanged. A little surprising number when you start looking at it only. We've got the corn yield up by over 5 bushel the acre and the crop conditions down 1%. Percent of corn harvested was at 41%. That's up from 29 the previous week, 39% last year, and 31% average. So slightly above last year and the average. On the soybean side, soybean conditions were 59%. That's up 1% from the previous week. 4% below last year, and we have the yield up 0.6 bushels per acre on a 4% lower crop condition across the country. Again, a little bit of an amazing number, but that's the number that we have out. Soybeans harvested at 49%. That's up 15% for the week. That's below last year at 58 and above average at 40%. Winter wheat planting was 60%. That is up from 47 the previous week, 66% last year, and 60% average. In the eastern corn belt, the soft red area, Indiana was 33% planted. Illinois up 21%, Ohio at 42%, Michigan at 44%, and Wisconsin at 74%. So behind normal, the normal for the states, Indiana 35, Illinois 32, Ohio 49, and Michigan 49. So we are a little behind on the soft red wheat planting. I'm more concerned about the emergence on soft red wheat in the local states. Indiana at 12, Illinois at 7, Ohio at 9, Michigan at 24, Wisconsin the leader at 47. This wheat is just not emerging very well, and it's a little concern. On a couple separate notes, I think we need to look strongly at soybeans for next year. We do have soybean futures trading over $12, near $12 for 23, and with a 320 carryout, that looks like a pretty good number guys should be looking at here, especially any run up in beans. Give you a chance to get close to $12 cash out of the field. I think you probably need to consider at least looking at what your input costs are, what you think your return needs to be, and work through those numbers to see whether it makes sense to get some new crop soybeans sold for next year. I also looked at numbers for 2023 that I received today. They have the carryout for 2023 on beans up over 450. That is certainly not a friendly number looking at 23, and that's counting on some pretty good crush numbers. And China right now has been using less beans, less crush, so we'll have to see how this works out. But again, work through the numbers, see what works for you, and if you think it's an opportunity to get some beans sold at a profitable level, give us a call and get some numbers. All right, thanks for calling. Have a good day.